So Garrison Rock, old-time Walpole County Conservation Board area. It has a trail, but as you can see in the greenery, you just don't know what you're going to see. And the bugs out here are pretty bad because the river is just on the other side of the road, about half mile off. There's a lot of different little trails that you can take. I'm not going to take that one today. Also, unfortunately, this area is known for its being a party spot. And since it is 4th of July, there are remnants of parties happening. People will be people, right? And not always do they want to conserve nature. So let's just see what's on the other side. So at the end of this trail, this is an area that has a lot of indigenous history in Iowa. And actually the town of Ottumwa was part of the Sioux tribe. And so therefore there's a lot of Native American history. So there's a lot of little, oh no, I still want to try them. Fresh blackberry, wild blackberries. Not something that you see all the time out here on the trails that I walk. So that's pretty cool. I like seeing that nature. And it's really green and lush, so you feel kind of, I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm in a, and so there's little creeks and things through here, because the top of this, there is, it's a steady incline, so, you know, just take it at your pace. I have my trusty walking stick with me that I have to take everywhere with me these days anyway, and you never know. What is this? It's a leaf in the middle of the trail. So there's a cobweb. So, whoop. It's another good reason for having a walking stick. Okay, so a little bit more about Ottumwa history. They said the Sioux tribe is where it was built on. And what they say about this Garrison Rock area is that there is a cave. And they used to, tree down. Let's see how well I do. Shall we? Again, you have to take these things at your own pace, especially when you're dealing with a disability. For one, I have fibromyalgia. For two, I have a SI joint dysfunction going on, and I just dropped my stick. There we go. So I have to be careful. I don't want to get myself hurt. I'm out here doing some solo hiking, right? And it is just beautiful. Listen for the birds. Wasn't that beautiful? So, as you can see, I'm getting a little bit steeper and steeper as I go, but the creek is down there running. It's not overflowing, so it's not a bad time to hike. The ground is a little bit soft, but it's not muddy, which is actually good for my SI joint. And the mosquitoes tend to leave me alone. So, except for the one that really wants my head, it just doesn't care. So you can see that, like, if you were out here right after a rain, you would be dealing with a lot of washouts and a lot of mud. It rained a few days ago, so it's not so bad. But if you look here, you can start to see some of the rock formations that are in the area. And if it wasn't that muddy down there, I probably would go down there and show you a little bit closer. But I'm going to go to a different area and see if I can get a different view here. And just start knocking out the cobwebs as I go, kind of like I'm walking with a machete. So, yeah, here's a little area here. So, you can see, and this is one of the areas that they call part of the caves. You can see down underneath there. And the creek kind of runs down there. It's kind of cool. There are a few trees down that you could probably go across if you wanted to. I'm not going to. If I was with somebody hiking, I might slide my way across that. I wouldn't be walking across it, but I would probably slide my way across it. Let's keep going. See what else we can see. Oh, more down trees. So this is an area that is owned by the Wapello County Conservation, and from the look of all these trees being down, it doesn't seem like they've been doing a very good job of coming out here and clearing the trails, because it looks like I might run into a problem down here. I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do. So, as you can see, this is one of those washout areas. So, I'm kind of in the area, you know, as the creek bed merges and has washed out some trees. We have had some pretty nasty storms lately, and so I'm guessing, okay, so I'm dealing with some soft mud, some trees, and things, and so I will catch you on the other side. So, let's just say that's not fun. So on the way back, I'm going to fix that for other hikers, but I made it, and that is all that matters at this point. I just have to get up this little hill here, and I'll show you a little bit better view. So that little mess down there, yeah, you need a few more tree limbs, down tree limbs, to be able to go underneath the tree, which is what I did. And so on the way back, I'm going to move some of those over into there and make a little bit better of a path, because my shoes are completely toast. Okay, but that happens when you're hiking. So you can see here more the beautiful rock formations with the moss and everything. It is just nature's beauty, right? That's what it is. So I was getting ready to tell you a little bit more about the history of this area. So what they used to say is that somehow they would do horse-drawn carriages through this area. There's a road, a river rock road that comes through on this side of the river. And during that rock road is probably where they were doing the carriages and stuff. And so what they would say, or what the history says, is that what would happen in this horse thief cave is that people would hide out in it and stop those horse-drawn carriages at some point and steal their horses, because back in the day, that would have been a hot commodity, right? So anyway, that's probably where it got its name. and also the fact that it looks like horseshoe. As we get further down, you can see that it splits off into multiple ways. So there's a creek that runs back in that corner. That's where the creek comes through still. I don't know if you can see it through the rocks, but you can see that, you know, during a rainstorm, see if I can get above it here for you. There you go. During a rainstorm, that would certainly flood. So this trail is very up and down to get back in here, but as it would be, I mean, it's a natural trail that I have to be super careful to not lose my footing and to make sure that I am being safe, because I am hiking by myself. More natural rock formations. Just love it. They're beautiful. So as I keep going on, you can see the trail's getting a little bit more jaggedy because I'm getting closer to where I want to go. So again, Horseshoe Cave, they say, is in a U-shaped foundation, kind of like a horseshoe. But oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it back there, because here's yet another rock formation. That is a giant rock formation. I don't remember that one being there the last time I was out here, but it was a long time ago. But it is just, and for some reason it just doesn't seem like it's in its place. But I'm sure it is. I mean, it's been here for thousands of years. I mean, that's a ginormous boulder. It certainly wouldn't disappear on its own, I wouldn't think, right? I mean, but isn't it gorgeous? And all around you can hear the birds. I just love it. I don't know. So this trail now gets to be this. Oh, I think I heard a tadpole down there. You can hear the creek bed running, but there is just not a way that is built to get across. I don't know. That's a little bit more than what I was expecting today. And Horseshoe Cave is on up there, so it is quite a ways up there. So, hold on just a moment, folks. Made of dirt. They're made of, whoops, I don't want you to see me. I'm still new to using this gimbal. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, so it is a lot of sand, and you can tell, again, the partiers. And you can tell that they've been across here. And it's been a little bit muddy. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to have to scale that to get over back to the trail, which looks like what a lot of people have done, is taken this little trail here around the rock and on up, and then cut back over to the trail to avoid this path. I wish there was some trees down right through there, because that would be the most direct route, but instead we're going to take this, and what I'm doing is checking for the really, really soft sand with my walking stick so that I don't step in that. I'm going to try to keep my feet out of the water, and I'm going to try to jump. And anybody that knows that I'm a plus-size woman working on her health knows that this is going to be a challenge. So here we go. But I'm going to take you with me this time. Okay, rock. All right. So this is also looks like quite a party But the beautiful moss on the rocks, it's green, and I just love the colors down here, especially in springtime. I mean, in summer, I'm a big fan of lush ground. So I made it across. The part that I'm worried about now is how I'm going to get back down that little hill, because that was not quite as easy to get up as I had hoped. But anyway, bear with me as I continue this journey up to the cave. The creek bed is getting a little bit more prevalent. Not surprising, because we're kind of in the area. Isn't that just beautiful? Just the running water, so peaceful. But again, the trail getting a little bit tricky. Lock up formations. Isn't that gorgeous? Just, you can tell back in there is where we really want to go. So I'm going to try to draw out. This is probably the last log that I'm going to try to go over. Because, again, once you go over a log, you have to come back over it again. And I just don't know how many my body's going to be happy with. At this point, probably none, but we shall see. Okay. Oh, made it. Okay, so it's getting a little bit muddier here, probably due to the last rains. But you can see, like, just gorgeous. I really want to get to that sunny spot over there. So it's very muddy through here, so we're gonna see how this works out. I'm not wanting to get too far up into the leaves because poison ivy is a thing. Rock formations, party cans, fruit cans. Let's see. It's pretty muddy up through there. So I think I'm going to call this a trail visitation. And this is Garrison Rock. If you come out to traverse it, please try to carry out your garbage. If you are able, please try to bring a bag to carry out trash that you see along the trail. It would be super helpful. I appreciate you. And for now, I'm going to make my way back. Thank you for coming along, and when I get back to my car, I will share some more details about Horse Thief Cave and Garrison Rock Conservation Area. Okay, so we are back at my arch nemesis spot to cross the trail. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those little logs. I'm going to put it underneath that tree to make it a better crossing. Let's see how this goes. Well, folks, was no way I could have videoed that traversing of the pole. I'm thankful I moved the log over. That, see if I can point to it. This one right here ended up down to my butt, and was there for a bit before I could get back up because the strength of my legs is crap. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this hiking, to get stronger. But just a reminder, it's not for the faint of heart. I'd be lying if I said that this was an easy hike for me, because it wasn't. But this hike was, the purpose of it was to test my strength and my wherewithal to do what I want to do. I have heard time and time again, should you be doing that? Are you capable of that? Are you strong enough for that? And sometimes my body tells me no, but my mind tells me that I am. And part of learning to live with my fibromyalgia and the chronic fatigue syndrome is figuring out what is possible, what isn't possible, when I should give up, and when I shouldn't. Were those leaves here before? I don't know. Anyway, and in nature, there are many, many beautiful things, but one of those beautiful things is not mosquitoes. So, anyway, I'm going to continue down the trail here. See you on the other side. As I come to the end of the trail where my car is, I just want to say thanks for coming along. If you do come to enjoy my trails here in Iowa, please reach out. Let me know which trails you're liking on, which ones you like, which ones you don't. If you try this out. I'm out of breath. I'm overweight. I love my body, and I'm trying to move more. Movement is my focus. Everything else will come along with it. And hope to see you on the next one.